Well, the day's come. I am going to get this engine split apart and have a look at the crank. Seems a long way to go to do this job, and the main intent was to look at the sludge trap, although I found a few other horrors along the way. Look back at the playlist and see some of the things that I've got to sort out when I start putting it back together. This is all for my Triumph T140V Bonneville. It's a 1975 bike, late on because it's a 76 model, although who'd know. And the intention is to turn it into a desert sled, street scrambler, restomod style bike. So I'll be getting on with that very shortly. But this time I'm taking the actual crankcase apart so I can look at the crankshaft. It does seem a bit extreme to go to all this length for something that's part of the oil filtration system, but the reality is the sludge trap is basically a tube that's in the flywheel, and as it spins around, any of the really finer particles in the oil actually get thrown to the side and go to the outside of this tube and just stay there. That's the sludge that we're talking about. The filtration system on one of these bikes is pretty dire, and I am going to put a Charlie's filter in when I put it back together. But if this gets blocked, it stops the oil getting to your big end bearings, and sometimes they can get really sludged up. I don't know what this one's going to be like. It isn't something that they say is a standard sort of maintenance thing, but if ever you've got one of these engines apart, this is probably one of the more important things that you do. I hadn't intended to do a full strip and rebuild to spec on everything. I just wanted to get out and have a look. I suspect I'm going to have to do a bit more on that when I'm putting it together, but for now let's get these cases apart and see what it looks like. The cases started coming apart when I took the tube out that was in here that mounts it to the frame. And if you're wondering what this is all about, it's to stop these banging against the sides of the crankcase with the hope of not scoring and marring the sides of the conrods, which can be quite delicate. How successful that been, I'm not sure. However, they were already marked from before. Now it started to split apart, and the crankshaft usually stays with this side, and you have to fiddle about a bit more to get it out. So let me get a couple of blocks. What I might do is put it on its side and then take it out, try and pull that side off, see how successful that is. Might be a bit hopeful this, but hopefully it might just be able to, oh, there we go. Straight off. Let's not beat it up too much. This won't be doing that much now, so I'll remove them. And let's take the camshafts out. And that's the inlet camshaft out. Now I should be able to get a quick preview while that alarm's going off. The bearing on the other side holds the crankshaft a lot firmer, so what I'm going to do is put a block on here, turn it over, build this side up, and then make sure there's some room here, and hopefully it'll either drop out or a little bit of heat and help it out. So let's get it turned over first of all. Under there. That under there. I'll tidy it up and then I'll let you have a look as well. Just a little bit of finagling and playing with the magnets to get this washer off. Let's get there. There we go. From recollection, I think the bearing will come out with the actual crank. I've put that so it's got something to drop onto. I'll warm this up a little bit and give it a little bit of a tap. So we'll see where we get. Maybe a bit more heat. Having checked in the workshop manual, it says when you've split the cases, put the crankshaft to one side. Doesn't mention about it being stuck in here. However, I do know by heating this case up that it will eventually just drop out. And I was trying to heat one limited area up, but it's a big heat sink. So what I'm doing now is I'm heating the whole case up. I'll put some more topical heat around the bearing and just give it a little bit of a belt then. You never know, I might heat it up enough for it to actually drop out on its own. At the moment it's at about 45 degrees C. Now in Fahrenheit that's 112. I think I need another 25 or 30 degrees C or to get it up to about 200 degrees Fahrenheit before really it's swollen, it's expanded enough for it to fall out. It's coming out now. 220 it says, 109, better not touch it. And it's a bit warm, that. It's important not to hit the end of this with a steel hammer because you can mushroom that end. So what I did eventually was I put my nylon one and tapped it on, and as I say, if in doubt, get a bigger hammer. Let's have a look at that sludge trap. Well, I can definitely see that's been opened before, so it looks like it may be clean already. May not, may have been done a long time ago. That's the crankcases apart and the crankshaft out. I can see the sludge trap has been looked at before, so the next thing I'm going to need to do is pull bearings off, get the sludge trap out and clean it. I'm going to have a think about and check over the bearings. I'll need to clean everything, but once I've done the sludge trap, that'll be the turning point. What I really mean is that should really be all of the dismantling that I'm doing, and it should be a case of looking at what I'm replacing, restoring, refinishing as I start to put it back together. Now that's going to take some time and some thoughts. It's like anything with a project, you get a little bit of project creep. Initially I just wanted to clean the sludge trap, put it all back together. Now I'm thinking, while I'm in there I might as well. Anyway, let's see what I might as well do. Why not subscribe and follow along? Thanks very much for watching.